All right, today is follow-up Thursday. You guys remind us like, hey, whatever happened to blank? And in this case, it was her husband not being able to keep up with her in the bedroom, and she was going to hit him up to make some adjustments. You guys remember this?
So this was April of last year that we took this email. Pam reached out seeking advice for the lack of intimacy in her marriage. First year of their marriage was average, but they slowly stopped getting intimate. On average, they were getting intimate 3 times a month, and that was nowhere near satisfying for Pam. Pam needed some more wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Anytime she addressed the issue with her husband, things would get better for a week, and then he'd revert back to his old habits of just not doing it. Because of this, Pam was on the verge of giving up her marriage, even though emotionally they were in a good place. So we tried to help her out with some advice from our sexual health expert, Dr. Brooke Fott. She suggested that Pam's husband get a health evaluation to rule out any physical issues, mental performance concerns, sexual trauma, low testosterone, you name it. So did Pam and her husband ever get the groove back on a consistent basis?
Hi, Bert Show. I thought I would update you on what has happened since I emailed and was on your radio show back in 2023. I had previously emailed you about my husband not wanting to be intimate with me and what my next steps should be. At the time, we had a young baby, and I felt like I had very few options as he didn't want to try counseling. I found out a few months later that he had been paying women for sex online.
Oh, my God.
Not only did this occur, but while he was spending our hard-earned money, I worked multiple jobs to keep our lights on, we were having to get our food from our local food bank that allowed us to get food for us and our baby once a month.
Damn.
Whatever we could not get there, we had to go without. The electric was shut off several times, and our mortgage payment was past due every month. I was spending every waking hour either working multiple jobs or taking care of our infant. While I was at work, he would spend money we didn't have on women he found online for sex.
This is heartbreaking.
Explains why he wanted nothing to do with me. Yes, I was about 30 pounds overweight and after having a baby, covered in stretch marks and not as attractive as I was pre-pregnancy. But I didn't think I was bad enough for him to throw our marriage down the drain. I told my parents what happened, and they supported him.
Supported him?
Oh. My mother told me if I were a better wife, he wouldn't have needed to go looking for other women. Wow. I never denied him sex or intimacy in any way. I longed for it. My father and brother carried on, inviting him for golf the very next day.
This is disturbing.
Yikes. They're all still best friends, and no one seems to care how it's affected me. I can't leave as we have a small farm, and it's my dream to be exactly in the place I am, just without the unfaithful husband. He's a great roommate and father, but that's all he'll ever be. I have no degree and very little college education. I work for his family. I am stuck here. But I have my farm, my wonderful baby boy, and my dream home. We are significantly more financially stable now that he is not throwing away our money on these women. We are staying married for the tax benefit, and we have been living happily as roommates. I know this sounds like a bad ending to what happened, but I don't mind being his roommate. I still have everything else I have always wanted, and I'm very fortunate to be where I am. Thank you so much for your time, the pianist.
Wow.
Man, I love your attitude about it. You're saying that you're very fortunate to be where you are right now. I don't really see it that way. But good for you for trying to make the best of it. There's so much about this that is so toxic and so irritating. You got him being as nasty as it gets. And then there's the part of the parents, like not supporting her in her darkest time. This guy clearly, time and time again, has betrayed her, which in turn, I think, is betrayed the family. And they're taking his side?
The parents and her brother. The whole family is taking against her side, going golfing with the guy. That's the worst part for me.
Imagine you have 2 sisters. Imagine your sister telling you this information. You find out your sister's husband has been paying for prostitutes online, and you and your dad go golfing with him the next day?
Not a chance.
Hell.
No, I'm taking the whole farm down. You can't play with my sister. Not a chance.
Yeah, I couldn't stay. Look, I love that you're like, hey, things are okay because we're roommates and stuff like that. If this was me, this would be like one of those little internal lies I'd be telling myself. Everything's okay, even though here I am surrounded by people that have betrayed me over and over and over again. But I'm trying to tell myself that I'm kind of stuck here, so I'm going to make the best of it. And I don't know that you're stuck. I don't know that anybody is actually stuck. there would take a lot of hard changes here, but I also don't want you to say like, hey, you know what, everything's just fine, when you might be lying to yourself a little bit.
Yeah, it feels a little bit like you're in survival mode, like you're doing whatever it takes to convince yourself that everything's okay. Like, and I admire that. I think that shows that you have incredible character, because if it was me, I'm like Mo, I'd be burning the entire farm down.
Telling you.
The Bert Show.